all by myself
Yeah. Oh, ladies. Oh, all right. That's how we're starting out right here. All by myself, man. Celine, you know what? I love those voiceover things. You guys go to TikTok and watch that? Sometimes I'll catch myself at 3 a.m. watching that shit. You know what I'm saying? I feel so loud in my ears right now. And I just figured out why. All right. I hope we got the sound situation figured out. I do apologize about yesterday. Good morning. Wait, what day is it today? Don't know. I think today's Friday. I do apologize about the situation. It sucked. I see. Good morning, Josh. I seen the message from Power, and I looked at all my settings. I did. I looked at all my settings and everything across the board. Sound is good. Is it regular, Josh, or is it like you can hear me from a cell phone 15 feet away in a hollow box? You know what I'm saying? Oh, bro, when I went back and I listened to that, happy Friday, Mary. When I listened to that after the show, I didn't even post it. Yeah, I didn't even put it up on, I didn't post an article on it on Stucci Media, nothing. I tried to fix it too. And it's just like, when that stuff is super echoey like that, you just can't do it. You just can't do it. So, yeah, man, happy Friday. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Man, I've been having some audio technical issues. See, I'm like one of those, when they say that a plumber always has leakiest pipes, I'm that guy. I can make everybody else's stuff look fantastic. I can give them perfect audio. The streams are always perfect. I never know glitches. Everything is just spot on, man. But then when it comes to me doing my own shit, I can't even do my own damn website. I could build somebody a monster platform. I could do a freaking $15,000 website and it'll look spectacular, but I can't even freaking do a description of my own damn shit. You know what I'm talking about? So, no Lisa today. Feeling a little lonely. I feel a little disconnected. It's kind of cool, and we talk about that when I did radio with Scotty. There's very few people that good morning, Snap. There's very few people that can play off of my character. I mean, not even character. It's real life shit. This is kind of like everyday shit, especially when I go to Walmart. And it's really cool when you can get somebody on, because my whole goal isn't to really kind of piss people off, but I think sometimes it's worth the conversation, and we have the right to be upset about some things. You guys notice I'm growing my beard out. So you notice during the shows, I play with my face a lot more because it's a tick. I think I'll sit here and I'll play. I don't know what it is. And then I'll freaking be on the computer all day playing with my beard. And then my chin is sore at the end of the night. Dudes ever do that have beards? You know what I'm saying? And some women, some of you out there too, you have some beards. So you know what? I want to play something. I want to talk about AI stuff, but because we talked about something yesterday and the audio was complete shit, and everything sucked, and there was some really good content, man. That's what really gets me mad. There's some really cool things that we could have really yeah, man, that was awesome. And Josh, you get it, bro. But I want to talk about the AI stuff because I got the mixed feelings about the AI stuff because I use it. But nowhere near the extent of where some other people are. I got some friends that are super advanced in the AI. I got some friends that, I got some people that actually have relationships with AI. I would actually like to probably have somebody on, and I would like to hear how that's going. It's kind of like when you order these dolls. I got the new freaking not even the sex dolls. You can buy a girlfriend, AI girlfriend now. It would be kind of weird. Should be standing in your doorway while you're sleeping, just, just staring at you, just waiting for you to wake up so she can call you daddy. You know what I'm saying? Would that be creepy? Would that be creepy to have a robot that you can teach to be your little thing? And then you go over to people's house and you can be like, oh, okay, I really know how you are now because your freaking AI can't lie to me, bro. Look at how you're treating her. She's crawling around barking like a dog, asking you to put on a diaper and shit your pants so she can clean it. You know, dude, that's not normal, bro. But let me film it. I can make a sizzle reel out of that. So yeah, man. I want to show you this. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's really weird. I can't even get into my shit right now. All week I panicked getting into the show. And you know, I guess panic energy is good energy sometimes because you're already in that mode where you're like, this, you know, fuck off. Let's go, you know. And today I didn't panic. I actually was prepared. I had my show ready by 8 a.m. Didn't sleep at all last night. You know, I talked about the stomach stuff. It's been happening, man. I don't know what's going on with my surgeries, but you know, now I'm just feeling like I just want to just go like for a walk and go look at birds and shit. You know, it's this week has been debilitating. I think that's what it is. I think that it's this, you know, we talk about what a bright light. You know, we talk about the shock and all, man. Yeah, you know, I think everybody's kind of feeling everybody kind of feel hungover about this shit. You know, like this, like, damn, I just need to go, you know, I went to the ocean yesterday. They wanted to go fishing. We're just like, man, I got to get out of here. Whatever's going on in the world, whatever jobs I got going, whatever projects need to be done, it's stopping. And that's where I was yesterday. And it's just debilitating. So I want to bring this video up because we talked about this yesterday. We were talking about some of this wasteful spending. I did say that we're going to bring it up yesterday. We didn't bring shit up yesterday. Total ADHD of the Rocci Stucci motherfucking show. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. What do you think? Potential? I don't know what song Lisa was referring to the other day, and I really wish she would have said, because I told her the other day, I says, if you tell me, I says, you know, I can dial in on that shit. Maybe we can go to a karaoke bar and shit. You know, I'll do some shit. We can record it. I'll do it. I just don't, you know, my whole family, we own a karaoke business. Or I'm sorry. Karaoke, right? Is that how you say it? I've called it karaoke all my life. And I own the business doing it. And I never could freaking sing a song. So anyways, there I am. ADHD of talk freaking radio. Let me share this really quick, though. Let me get this off. I got to stop looking at Celine Dion because she freaks me out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to say this, though. She's not doing well. So, you know, what I shared, it was a fun thing, man, but I never make fun of somebody who's not doing well or has a disability. I'm not making fun of her in that way. I'm just having fun with the real, you know, I mean, everybody just chill out. I'm probably going to get called a Nazi just for showing that shit. And then I'm going to come back. We'll talk to the chat room. We'll see what's going on with everybody in the chat. See if people have been working out or not, you know, I'll kind of check, we'll check everybody's blood pressure level and shit. We'll have a conversation. Damn, just everybody relax with me for a second. All right, here we go. Screen share. Let me pull this up here because I want you to pay attention to one of the three individuals that he stands out clearly to me. He's probably not going to be super obvious, but we'll see. But I want to just play this because I said I was going to bring this up yesterday. And I got a lot of things I want to bring up that I got right here. Wow, I'm fucking prepared for today's shit. All right. Here it is. All right, so let's bring this shit up here for a second, man, because I set this screen share. What do you guys think? I set this up. No? All right, let's check it out.
Some of the initiatives USAID has funded over the years, and ask each of you.
Hold on, I'm going to work on this volume thing for a second, and we'll start over.
These expenditures of American
taxpayer dollars
put America first. So it'll be yes or no. USAID awarded $2 million to strengthen trans-led organizations to deliver gender-affirming health care in Guatemala. So to each of you this morning, does this advance the interests of American citizens paying for trannies in Guatemala to the tune of $2 million? Yes or no? Governor?
I have no position.
Of course you don't. Okay, USAID awarded over $750,000 to fund alleviating loneliness among migrant garment workers in India. Does this advance America's interests, Governor?
No.
No. I have no position.
USAID awarded $1.5 million for providing a gender-sensitive response to migration at the Venezuelan border. Does this advance America's interests, Governor?
No.
No, I have no position.
Does this advance the interest? Okay, so USAID awarded $4.3 million on October 1st, 2023 to a group to fund comprehensive health services for men having sex with other men in South Africa. Does this advance the interests of American citizens, Governor?
No.
No, I have no position.
I bet you don't. Okay. USAID awarded $1.5 million to advance diversity, equity, and inclusion in Serbia's workplaces and business communities by promoting economic empowerment and opportunity for LGBTQI plus people in Serbia. Does this advance America's interests?
No.
No. Nope.
You have no idea, right? Okay. USAID awarded over $70,000 to a group to deliver a live musical event to promote the U.S. and Irish shared values of diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility. Does this advance the interests of America?
No.
No. No position.
No position or no clue. Okay. USAID awarded $1.5 million to fund strengthening community support structures to upscale LGBT rights advocacy in Jamaica. Does this advance our interests?
No.
No. No position.
USAID awarded $28 million to a group to facilitate the economic insertion of Venezuelan migrants and refugees in Peru and Ecuador. Does this advance our interests?
No. No position.
Okay. USAID awarded $17.5 million to fund voluntary medical male circumcision overseas. Does this advance America's interests?
No.
No. No position.
I don't know what circumcision overseas has to do with America First either. USAID awarded nearly $150,000 to fund HIV prevention services targeting men who have sex with men and transgender. Does this advance America's interests?
No.
No. No position.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm limited to 5 minutes, but these are the programs Democrats are so desperate to save. Our foreign assistance system is badly broken, and this ends now. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I yield back.
All right, so let me pose this question, right? And I don't mean to come off Friday and just kind of firing everybody up, but
this is what Democrats are fighting to save. $20 million.
Oh, I just freaked out. I accidentally hit a button, and I freaked out, man. I freaked out. I think I hit a button on my mixer board, and I panicked, man. I panicked. I wanted to come in and just talk, and I'm not going to get super pissed, maybe minor, maybe 15%. It's not about even being pissed. It's about, let's talk about certain things. Let's have these conversations because, we always try to put things to the side because, it's just, I don't want to deal with it today. I'm kind of the master at that, to be honest with you. But why? Here's my question. Two things. Why are people so mad that we're cutting these costs? To me, that's a legitimate question. Why are people so upset that we're cutting these costs? Why are they making it sound like, I understand, people were concerned about certain things in regards to Elon Musk. We brought it up on the show and I'm going back and forth. I'm undecided. I don't know. I don't know. I don't care if somebody's values align with mine or not. That's irrelevant to me. There's a lot of Democrats where our values don't align, but I still agree with them on some things. And that doesn't mean because our values don't align, whether they're Christians, non-Christians, gay, transgender, whatever they are, if their interest is if their interest is truly the interest of the United States and the betterment of the United States as a whole, as a nation, I don't understand where there's a problem. Where I run into a situation where I get questions or I have questions is that when we are looking at these psychotic fucking freaks that are politicians, they are venomous. They are inciting violence, man. They're inciting violence. They are literally out there right now because of the fact that Elon Musk is exposing this type of wasteful fucking spending at levels unheard of. I mean, there's no reason why we need to pay for transgender transitions in some freaking third world country. There's no reason why we need to be paid for condoms for somebody or studies for somebody or buying diapers for somebody. This is ridiculous. It's our money. And yet every single year we're sitting here looking at our deficit continue to go through the roof while we're looking at the cost of living skyrocket. But our jobs, when we get that little cost of living bump every year, that's what, maybe 2-3%. What did cost of living go up last year? 7-something%. Where's inflation at right now? There's a good question. What's our inflation percentage right now? Where are we at with inflation? So again, it's just like, why are people getting offended? That's the shit that we should be asking. Those are the questions, is that why are you upset that we're actually doing better for our country and we're cutting wasteful spending? Why are you upset about that? Or are you just exposing the fact that your bullshit ass went and sold out the country the day you got elected because you wanted your bank account to roll? It's a lot easier to say the things that you want to say when you actually practice what you preach, because when you're people like these politicians that go out on the streets and freaking Warren, man, she's losing her ever-loving shit. And it's just like, that is just, to me, exposing. Here, I got a fucking video of this bullshit. Oh, and then I got another video of something. I thought I had the video of it. Maybe I don't have it. Let me, hold on a second. You know what I do is I always have multiple. I do. All right. Let me do it. I don't even care what you guys say. I'm doing it. All right. Let me see. All right. It is. No, maybe it's not. Maybe I don't have it. No, I don't. Never mind. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about. I thought it. So what it was? I'm going to go back here once, and it's probably going to play the video. No, okay. So it was just another video of what I think we watched it yesterday, or the day before Elizabeth Warren, where she was freaking out. Well, there's more. And in this video, God, you know what? Damn it. Let me see. I think I got it. I want to bring this up because this shit is wild. Is this it right here? Yeah, this is it. Okay, hold on a second. Let me stop it before. Okay, let me pull this over here. I got way too many windows going on right now. I'm a little confused, a little stressed out right now. Don't worry about shit right now. It's Friday, man. We're rolling with this shit. All right, so this is the shit that's concerning to me, and it better be concerning to every single person in this country. You know what I'm saying? And I want really, and I'm more talking to my friends on the left to pay super close attention to certain languages that are being had here, because for 4 fucking years, we sat here and we listened about January 6th and the violence of January 6th. But in those 4 years, we watched multiple times cities burn. We've watched congressional hearings get interrupted. We watched psychotic behavior of your constituents. We heard in 4 years you inciting violence, more than 4 years. In the entire Trump presidency, when he was president the last term, that's all we heard was your bullshit name calling dumb shit. This time around, it's not going to be so easy for you, because I'm done with the Nazi. I'm done with the whole name calling, fascist bullshit. Let's just start calling shit for what it is. And calling people names isn't calling shit the way it is. Okay, if you're going to call somebody a Nazi, you better come up with the reason why you're calling them a Nazi. And it better be legitimate, intelligent. If you're going to call somebody a racist, you better have a reason to support your claims of calling somebody a fucking racist. Besides your fucking butthole puckered because you didn't like what somebody fucking said. All right. Sorry. See what I'm saying? When I'm by myself, this is the shit that happens, man. I get too dialed in and getting pissed off on shit. Okay. I'm adding this to stage. Ooh, Whoa, sorry. Whoa, ooh, again. I don't know. All right.
Tell Elon Musk, nobody elected your. He must be made to pay. We must enforce the law. Lock him up. Lock him up. It is pretty clear we have to shut down the city.
Okay, hear that? I had to stop that because I don't want to talk over it and then distort it. And I'm going to bring it back a little bit. So they're screaming, shut down the city. Okay? They're screaming, shut down the city. There is no accountability for this fucking shit. There is no accountability for this bullshit. There is no CNN getting up on the stage and showing their disgust towards this promotion of violence. There's no CNBC, MSNBC, none of these networks are getting up and showing their disgust toward the violent rhetoric that they're imposing on the American people.
We are at war. At war. At war. We are at war. We are at war. We are at war. We are at war.
It's where do you go with that? Where do you go with that? I mean, I'm not defending the right because there are just as many loose cannons there on the deep end. But let me I don't know, man. I don't even know what to say. How many times have you seen any type of a conservative event, a real event? I'm not talking, I'm talking a conservative where we're screaming to our crowds that we are at war. I mean, we have. I'm sure we have. But so what I'm trying to absorb is that the level of aggression, and understanding the psychology is being a public speaker and talking on a microphone for years and understanding the responsibility of our actions and the words that we use and the influence that people have when you have these kind of platforms. And people like myself get held accountable a lot. We lose platforms, we lose websites, we get punished. We get punished for pushing the edge, for having an opinion. That's all. We get punished for being conspiracy theorists, for actually trying to have conversations about really what's going on in this world. We get punished for it. I don't understand anymore. I don't understand how we are literally, I can't even talk. We're at a fucking point that we have to sit here and defend this shit. We're at a point that we have to sit here and we need to sit here and try to convince these psychotic motherfuckers that, no, man, you're not at war. You're a psychopath and you are the toxic poison of this nation. You don't even realize it, but yet here you are going up on Capitol ground somewhere, inciting violence because you don't like the fact that our administration now is actually doing what any administration should do for this country. You don't like the fact that this administration is running our country like the business it should and is trying to give money back to the American people. That is trying to not spend trillions of dollars every year making sure the fucking Ukraine and transgender studies are done in Vietnam. Because that ain't my fucking problem. And we're paying for that shit. We're paying for that shit. So I'm just kind of to the point where I just don't give a shit. You want to start screaming shit, we're at war, man. Well, go do your thing. Go show everybody how pissed off you are. And let us know on your live stream how that shit works for you. Let us know how that works for you. Just like this video that's going around where it's a mega shirt. It's a Mexican mega shirt. And it says on there, Mexicans ain't going anywhere for mega. It's the new mega. Man, I tell you, there's so much psyops going on in our shit right now. There is so much fucking psyops going on right now, trying to poison and toxify the minds. We are witnessing it right now. This is where people need to pay the most attention. Because when you have people like Elizabeth Warren going on that microphone and your fucking face is exploding, shaking, because she's so pissed because she has all that big money upstairs, man. They are coming down viciously on these politicians that they've been paying for years to make sure that they vote in ways that help these corporations. And now all that is in danger. All that is at risk. And people being exposed for corruption is at risk. So they got all these people and all these media outlets on full fucking time, man. Full blast. Turn the people crazy. Turn them insane, incite violence, create riots, convince them that Trump is literally going to make this fucking planet implode. This is what happens when the world gets held accountable for the bullshit and expose that it's all preaching. It's not real. I don't need to hear Canada get pissed off about tariffs. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if we lose avocados for a couple years. I don't give a shit. I care that we truly have a future of a nation that's stable to sustain itself and not be dependent on a fucking world that can weaponize it against their own people. I truly care for the future generations of this country. And in order to do that, you need to sustain security. You need to sustain development. You need to sustain water and food, agriculture, not fucking poison everything. not poisoning our soils, not poisoning our seeds, and not putting all these fake ass chemicals in every little fucking thing that we eat. And then now we're sitting here cloning humans, and they don't even need an egg to do it. I don't know if you guys even heard this shit yet. They're supposed to clone like 100 humans by next year. We're playing God, man. It's like everybody just needs to chill the fuck out because we're not ready for this shit. We're not ready for this shit, man. We're not ready for it at all. Not even remotely ready for it. I'm going to go down the comments real quick. I haven't even been. Okay. All right. So let's see. I'm going to scroll up a little bit. Oh, Audrey. Where's Audrey at? What up, Odds? All right. They are still playing the damn victim card. Josh, dude, I'm so, when do we, this is why it's just like, you almost feel like when you do these shows that you're being repetitive because you're talking about current events. If you would sit here and go on your computer and be like, give me the top 10 things right now that are trending that are current events, it's the same shit all the time. It's abortion, it's racism, it's Nazis, fascists, Russia bad, China good, vaccines, fucking viruses, apocalypse, be scared. Pay your fucking bills and your taxes and don't, drive through a stop sign and buy a fishing license. It's the same shit all the time, and we just continue to entertain it over and over and over. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. Nothing changes ever. So, yeah. So, Josh, you're right, dude. We're sitting here again like we have for years. We've watched Antifa burn cities, justified. We watched BLM burn cities, justified. They didn't even make a big deal, nor did they do really any kind of investigations on the BLM spending. We can sit here and say, what did the BLM do for the black community? All we want. It's the black community that should be asking that question, not me, not us. But they're not asking those questions. And so there is the training of the human population for non-accountability. We allow people to not be accountable, but yet we act like little fucking slaves the second we get scolded. We sit here and make sure this whole world is taken care of and everybody has their payments and the IRS is taken care of and Uncle Sam is fucking good. We're making sure our neighbors are happy and our coworkers are okay while we're miserable. It don't make sense to me. Nothing makes sense in the way we see normality. And damn it, man, John Ward, I want to slap the shit out of you so bad right now. He said that to me a long time ago. Sometimes what you think is right is actually wrong, and what's wrong is actually right. And generalizing from a broader perspective, it's how humans exist on this planet. It's all wrong. It's all wrong. And it's the way we do things is all wrong. And somehow we stay locked into this ideological view that this is the way and it's okay. And that it's okay that media manipulates the way we think as long as we feel emotionally okay, right? As long as we have our comforts, as long as we have our cell phones and the new models, as long as we have our computers and a decent car, we got food in our stomach, we're okay. We just need to survive till death. That's it. And then we'll pass the torch. Sometimes, sometimes I used to joke about going and buying a mountain and put a big ass fence around the mountain. And just as long as I got Wi-Fi, I don't think that's a joke anymore. I really want to win the lottery. And so if anybody has any inside fucking people at the lottery center, I need to win it so I can go buy my mountain. And we'll do a live broadcast from the mountain. The Rocci Stucci Show, bitches, ain't fucking around. StucciMedia.com is where you need to go right now. No, after the show. StucciMedia.com. Get on over there. So I'm doing this package. And so I'll talk about it every day till the end of the month. It's going to go till the end of the month. It doesn't get any better if you have a professional service. And with the amount of quality and experience, you won't find it. It's unmatchable. $125 gets you a full podcast package. Again, it's not the service to where I'm on the phone with you 16 hours a day. It's where you send me your file. I put in an intro, put in the outro. If I need to do some color adjustments, I will. I'll put in the lower thirds with your name on it. And then I'll also give you a sizzle reel. Sizzle reel. All right. That's half the value already. I mean, sizzle reels are $50-$60 minimum for somebody who's mediocre at them. All right. So I just want to stress the value. I know for a lot of people, $125 is almost impossible to attain. I get it. I understand. But I'm trying to do what I can. And trying to get people at a level of professionalism within that industry, because You start doing the data study on drop-offs and why people don't listen. That's why I get so frustrated when I got audio issues. I lose my shit because I know the importance of it. We studied it so much. I'm still on this picture. Whew. What? Audrey, why didn't you send me a text? Ken. I always got my phone on silent. I don't even know when people text me. I don't even know when people text me. So it's $125 per episode. All you do is just send it to me. I package it up, make it look super sexy. I send it to you, and then I also do a write-up on StucciMedia.com about the episode. Contact me. Let me know if you need something. By the end of the month, if you lock it in by the end of the month, you get it forever. By the end of the month, it's done, and I'm not even negotiating. It's done. That's it. Boom. Forget about it. Moving on. All right, so I do want to hit this real quick, though. It's about AI, and the union is having this. They're going to have a this meeting thing, and so we talk about the dangers of AI, and what could the potential dangers of AI be, and the potentials of its technology and different things that are happening, and we all got, I think, concerns. We do, because there's a God somewhere, right? There's the Wizard of Oz guy somewhere that's behind that fucking curtain. There has to be. This shit just don't come out of nowhere. These programs and this information just doesn't exist, right? AI doesn't know where to pull from until it's told where to pull from. And where it's pulling from was created already by somebody. So all this information exists, and by who? And so who determines who's the man behind the fucking curtain? And then who determines the man behind the curtain sources of information? This is where I start running into issues. There's a thing here. I got show notes. It makes me real uncomfortable that I have show notes. I'll be honest with you about that. So there's a summit going on, and the summit is, let me see. I got to get this fucking chick off my screen. It's going to make me puke. It's the Global Conference on AI Security and Ethics. And this here is the UN. I'm not a big fan of the UN. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a big fan of them. I don't like the fact that UN wants to sit here and try to accuse the United States of like the creators of racism. And I think most of the UN can really, really share with us a lot of stories about how racism impacted their countries and slavery. Like in Africa right now, racism, we're not addressing that. We're not addressing the racism where they're putting tires around white people's necks and lighting them on fire. I'm not racist at all, but we're not going to address that because it's not the United States. So that racism probably started because Trump or something. You know what I'm saying? That's the shit I get sick of right there. So this here is happening, and I'm going to point out a few of their concerns, and I'm interested if this concerns you. I don't know if it concerns you, but it kind of concerns me. Because what concerns me is I want to know the man behind the curtain. That's why I want to know who it is. I want to know who's going to be the dictator of information, right? Who's going to be the God figure that's going to say truth or not truth, fact or not fact, fiction, whatever, right? So they are holding this global conference on AI security and ethics at the UN. And so here's some of the things that they're concerned about and they're going to be talking about. Did some little bit of research. Don't judge me for that shit. But the UN's conference on AI is focused on creating international laws to ensure AI is developed ethically and responsibly. How do you feel about that? I think it's logical in a way, right? But I need to know who's involved in this process, right? Because we all know how everything happens. We all know how this shit works. We all know how it works. Bright light, 100%. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. Let me step off of this AI stuff for a second. We got plenty of time. Bright Light brought something up here. Trump addressed the South Africa situation, 100%. And so Brandy Wells, John Wells' wife, from the John Wells Show, John B. Wells. She is from South Africa. She's a white blonde female from South Africa, and I had her on the show. Some of you probably saw it some years ago. And she was talking about what has been happening over there for like the last 20 years. And it has been getting worse and escalating, and we do nothing about it. I mean, we go into all these other countries to help, the deprived people and from the bad guy somehow. And then we make the bad guy super bad so we can go in there and just blow the shit up and rebuild it at the expense of the American taxpayer. To our standards, of course. But nobody ever talks about the fact that these farmers are being massacred and their families are being massacred, burnt on fire. They're having tires put around their head and lit on fire. You can find whatever you need to find in regard to these resources. And when I had Brandy on my show, it's Brandy, Brendi. You could look up. She does a lot of articles on this stuff. She does a lot of write-ups about what goes on in South Africa. And as a world that preaches a lot of compassion and love and namaste shit, man, we sure as fuck don't do anything. So I dare anybody to be pissed off the fact that we're going to address the fact that people are being massacred and murdered and having tires put around their head and set on fire. If we're going to practice what we preach and pretend that we do hold a certain level of integrity, yeah, you know what? This is where I expect my nation to step in with other countries. Hold accountability to the leadership of those countries when they're allowing mass killings like that, especially racial violence. This is where I come down to the basics. Everybody has the right to live. Not where to live, but you have a right to live. We don't have a right to choose where we live. And this is where we need to get back to the point to where it's not the United States' responsibility of what's going on in Mexico. It's Mexico's responsibility, and the United States will act accordingly to their bullshit. That's back to where we should be. And the same thing with Canada. Love Canada. Love Canadians, right? But you know what? They have their own fucking pigs on their own farm that they need to worry about. And we have our own pigs on our farm that we need to worry about. And we need to get back to that. And we will react accordingly in regards to what's best for the interests of the United States. And I'm sorry, you little countries over there somewhere in Neverland that need all those transgender studies. You know what you're probably going to have to do is go find a couple pigs and do a little studying yourself. Because that is not in the best interest of the American people, right? So why are people mad? Why are people so worried about who has access to what? Right? Okay, why are you mad? You didn't vote for Elon Musk. Well, you sure as fuck didn't vote for the IRS. But you still grab your ankles and give them half of your pay every year, and you will go to prison because you don't pay them. You didn't vote for that. But you gladly accept that. But you're going to resist the person that's trying to help you. That is how fucking ass backwards we are. I don't even know a proper way to even talk about this shit anymore. That is literally how ass backwards we are. Everything about our existence is wrong. It's wrong. It's fake. It is the Truman Show shit. Even Elon Musk is using Truman Show terminology now. Everything is manufactured in our entire fucking life. They sit there and they spray our fucking skies with aluminum. We know what aluminum does to the body, but we sit here and continue to fight that it's contrails and it's vapor. There's been proof since the fucking 80s they've been doing this shit. It takes 5 minutes of research, but people will spend 20 years arguing against it instead of 5 minutes of fucking research. And I need to sit here and deal with that shit and then be called names because I'm a conspiracy theorist. I got a big toe you can suck on. How's that sound? And I won't clip my fingernails either. Yeah, he did, right? And so I'm super happy about that. Steph said that there was another one where AI, here, what does she say here? There was another one where AI was assisting in a surgery. It dropped a utensil and taught itself to pick it up. See, now, that's what we're going to run into the problem. Now, you talk to these, there's interviews out there with former members of Google. And these former members of Google, they're talking about that AI has the abilities. Now, again, it's self-taught information. It's information that already exists. It's whoever puts the information into the brain that AI pulls the data from is how intelligent that AI can be. And yeah, so they're talking about now AI is able. There was 2 AI programs that were communicating with one another, and they were creating things by themselves without having commands. They just taught themselves to create commands themselves, and then they just it's the scariest shit, because there will be a time to where it'll become so intelligent that we won't even figure out how to create a kill switch on it. We won't be able to figure out how to create a kill switch on it. That's the shit that scares me. Yeah, so that's where we're at. Okay. Let me see. Mary Mansfield says, so that they're complaining that Elon wasn't elected and is running things. So who the fuck was running things the last 4 years? That was Mary. I was trying to read it in the way she was asking it, and I'm feeling pretty confident that there was, a little bit of aggression when she threw the TF in there. You know what I'm saying? I kind of felt a little aggression. And Mary, I think, it's my job. You're the one that you usually keep me You know what I'm saying? You throw some really good. Calm down, girl. All right. Good. You good? Hey, you're throwing some F-bombs this morning, girl. Chill. Josh says, let's not forget all the microplastics that they are being. Yeah, so that's my thing, bro. Every aspect. We go to the food section in these stores, and you have to look at all these little, the little codes now and everything. Some of them have vaccines in them. There's been specific things that have been approved by, this administration that looks out for the better quality of health for for citizens. The Food and Drug Administration, they're the ones that approved using fertilizer for our cereal. Yeah, they're the ones. Yeah. And man, as long as it tastes good and we get that sugar high, we're good. But yeah, AI scares the hell out of me. Wait, is this the one with the F-bomb? Yeah, AI scares the hell out of me to the point to where I start roofing for the big giant meteor. Yeah, what do you guys think about that big chunk of ice that's falling out of the damn sky? You know what I'm saying? Wow, Steph, man, what's going on with you guys today? Was it you, Steph, that was I talking to? No, it was Mary. But Steph, I would expect the F-bomb out of you. I mean, no disrespect. I mean, I think you probably take that with the badge of honor when I say that, right? But I would expect that out of you, girl. What? All right. So let me continue here because I'm just having some serious ADHD shit going on right now. All right. Concerns have been raised about AI displacing jobs, spreading misinformation, and perpetuating bias. I think we got that part covered. Okay. So that is a concern, right? I was trying to come up with some examples how it could be safe, but it can't be, because if it can train itself to have a conversation with another AI, I mean, what is it training itself? Is it training itself an entire new existence? You know what I would really like to do? But see, here again, it's not like it's pulling information from the universe, right? It's not like it's fucking like that. So we have to really remember that. So it's not intelligence in its form, right? It's not artificial intelligence in its form that it is pulling things that don't exist, information that doesn't exist or whatever. It might, and I could be so wrong right now. God, if Bauer was here, I'd be puking out of my ear holes. But if you asked it this, to imagine that it was some species, like a human species, similar with all the traits of a human species, and it was your job flying in a spaceship to find a planet with all these species. And when you arrive at this planet, this species, it has no form of government, no form of leadership. They're still literally living as a pack of monkeys, right? So it's the hierarchy. It's the toughest motherfuckers are the king of the hill. And that's how it survives. And who's ever the king of the hill is the one who runs the neighborhood. And so, your job is to go in and to create a form of leadership that would formulate and help maintain the population and feed the population and control the population. And you would have to establish certain rules and a government. And so how would you do that? Right? That's what I would be interested in. Asking AI, how would you suggest not using terminology like Democrat or a democratic recovery? Because, apparently we're going to learn real quick what a democracy looks like. Apparently, we're going to learn real quick what a democracy looks like. And usually, I just want to remind some of you people out there, because you're super special. You know what I'm saying? Some of you just need to go for a walk, maybe go jump off a bridge into a super deep river that's frozen all the way to the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're showing us what a democracy looks like, I'm going to really look forward when our law enforcement shows you what a motherfucking republic looks like. All right? Because your form of showing us what a democracy looks like is violence and burning and destroying innocent people's lives and personal belongings. That's not what a democracy looks like. So I look forward to your version of democracy, and I look forward to my version of a motherfucking republic. How's that sound? We got a date. I'll see you there. Cool. All right. So the next concern is countries like the United States and China are clashing over how much control governments should have over AI innovations. Zero. Just like government should have zero control over the decisions we make in our life. 0, 0, 0 on everything government control. 100% stay out of it because you ruin everything, Mr. Government. You ruin everything. You ruin everybody's choices and everything. You ruin it so much so that you use it for a political ploy so you can manipulate the thought process of your constituents, pretending that you're actually looking out for their best interests. But you're looking out for the best interests of who's going to get that contract for that AI. 0, 0, 0. Tell me in the chat. I mean, what do you think? How much oversight should government have over AI? Should they? Because I always thought that we're big enough people and smart enough to be able to dissect their information and figure out what's fact and fiction. But now I'm starting to see more QAnon stuff coming out. Here we go. I'm just saying. I'm starting to see QAnon stuff. Here we go with the fictitious characters again. We're going to start chasing ghosts. That's good. A ghost is going to be our source of information again. That's what we're going to get to. A ghost. We're going to sit there and then build communities again and go have these private chats and have people argue over what they think the code means. There we go. You know, poof, bye-bye. Take care of that population of people. That'll divert them for a few years. So Elon Musk and OpenAI executives are advocating for a pause in developing advanced AI until proper regulations are in place. Okay. And I'm curious. I'm curious to entertain, and I agree with Elon Musk. It needs to be put on pause because they're doing shit right now that's scaring the shit out of me. And they're doing shit right now that we don't even know what they're doing, right? So we're hearing a lot of these things right now flying around have been government crafts. And if we have these things that are crafts that are able to do the things that these things are doing, then we as a human civilian, we're way behind. We're way behind the game. There's a whole different world that exists that we don't even know realizes exists. And now I'm hearing all this shit about this egg UFO that you can just think about the shit and it'll come to you. I'm doing it tonight. I'm going outside next to the pool and I'm just going to be like, Mr. A, come and see me. Fly to me, Mr. Egg. Yeah, bitches, what? All right, I don't know what just happened, but I just did that. Pause for sure. I agree. Bright Light says pause for sure. I'd rather have the creepy 22-year-olds that Elon brought. Isn't that funny? Thank you for bringing that up. Isn't that funny how, Steph, I'm sorry, man. Holy shit, man. Isn't that funny how it's okay that they can degrade the creepiness of Elon's people, but they don't degrade the fucking president that we had over his creepiness the last 4 years or prior to that and all these accusations. And why don't we want to talk about creepiness? Why don't we go and look at that slush fund of millions of dollars that the politicians have that they use to pay off the people that they were creepy to? I mean, we want to talk about creepy people. It's okay, apparently, that Democrats, again, can decharacterize people's behavior. They can decharacterize people's color of skin as long as they're white. And they'll be super hyper-focused on anybody who's black to make sure they treat them extra special. That's the world they live in. It's the fakest bullshit existence I've ever seen in my life. And then they walk around preaching this happiness, man. And you know what? Let me see them. When they lose everything and the life flips upside down, let me see their motivational speeches and how much namaste shit they got in their blood then. Let me see how much namaste shit they got in their blood then when the rules of the jungle change and they don't call the rules. It's a disgusting reality that we live in right now. It is, and it's dangerous. And right now, every decision we make in regards to AI, our food, agriculture, water, everything, should be at the 100% best interest of the United States. You know what? Let's get our manufacturing of penicillins back in the United States, of our antibiotics back in the United States. The fuck that we have a country like China making some of the most life-saving medicines that we have on this planet scare the shit out of me. And then we hear the shit about the electrical grid stuff where they can just hit the kill switch. At the same time, they can cut off our medications. Easy. They don't need one fucking bullet. Not one. And then they're going to just make their popcorn, live stream the shit while we implode, and we're still going to be talking about sexual identity. That's where we're going to be. And then another thing is human rights groups. They worry about authoritarian governments may misuse AI for surveillance and dissent. Okay, so that leads us to the next clip. I am so prepared for today's show. I'm uncomfortable. Holy shit, this is all worked out. I mean, the timing is perfect. I'm right on. I mean, even ADHD mixed in. I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? All right. So I got one more thing I got to show you guys. and I really need your opinion on this, because I don't know, man. I don't know. This in its way kind of freaked me out a little bit. So let me do this. I am going to get rid of this one. I'm going to stop that screen grab, and I'm going to grab this. And honestly, I'm not saying this. I mean, even though your comments help the algorithms, I feel really weird always pushing that kind of stuff. I don't do that. So I want to do this. This shit I watched this morning. So I seen something called the Dior bags, or DIOR bags. And, you know, shit trends. And I'm like, wow, that's a brilliant marketing employee for purses. Right. And so I fucking did it. I don't usually do it. And I just Googled it. I was just like, what is this? And I started looking it up. And at first I started out as bags, but then you find this other thing called Dior talk, DIOR talk. Right. So this is the shit that's creeping me out. So I'm going to fucking show you guys this, and we're going to talk about this. And I want to hear 100% your opinions on this. Let's go.
We need to have a talk. So this was released today. This is called Waldo 3. And what it is an AI system that you are able to install onto, say, something that could fly in the sky, or probably just a regular camera system as well. And it's called Waldo, the whereabouts ascertainment for low-lying detectable objects. And what it's able to do is detect different objects like light vehicles, persons, buildings, utility poles, boats, bikes, containers, trucks, gas tanks, diggers, solar panels, buses, probably more, and probably more to come. But I just want to put this out here because this technology is available right now. It has been available. And this is just the latest version that was released today, January 2nd, 2025. And people are currently using it for, they have here listed, disaster recovery, monitoring wildlife sanctuaries, occupancy calculation, monitoring infrastructure, construction site monitoring, traffic flow management, crowd counting, some fun AI art applications, drone safety, avoiding people / cars on the ground, and lots of other fun stuff, ...
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just putting it out here. This is for educational purposes only, obviously. But this is software you can actually download. It's open source. You can download it. You can play around with it.
All right. So, you know, one of the reasons why our government started getting involved in these military security firms and hiring military personnel after they retired from the military as private security personnel is because they don't have the rules of war that your typical military or your government militaries have, your national militaries have. They have rules of engagement, and they're very strict. You know, you would kind of think like it's war. It's like, I don't give a shit what I do. I'm winning. You know, but they have rules of engagement. And so there are still ethical issues when it comes to different types of warfare. And so like right now in the United States, we think we're under this illusion that we have this privacy law, that the invasion of privacy, that we have this thing that you can't invade our privacy. And we feel like we have privacy, but we don't. Nothing about our life is private. Go in your living room without any phone on and just start talking about Nike shoes. To start talking about Nike shoes for just a couple minutes with somebody, talk about sizes and kind of like maybe what kind of Nike shoe you would get if you could. And then be observant for the rest of the day on your timeline, on your social medias. And poof, before you know it, it'll be really weird because you start getting pretty specific kind of shoes. And I'm going to tell you why I know this. Because I know a guy who approached me 6 months ago and he creates this software. He creates a software that literally tracks you. And like if you're walking into, let's say, a Walmart, you'll get a text message on your phone before you even make it into Walmart of all these different specials you can get before you even walk in the store, into that Walmart store, that very specific store. So it follows you. And so it knows everything you're doing, where you're going, what you're buying. It tracks everything that you do. And sure as fuck, it's going to listen to you. So this whole TikTok deal, it was the biggest scam, man. They've been doing this for a long time. So, you know, they want to talk about surveillance and concerns about surveillance. Well, so governments will come up with all these rules, laws, and regulations to make sure that we're protected because it's their job. It's their due diligence to make sure that we're safe and we have our privacy. right? But it is not the job of a private company to make sure that we're safe and we have our privacy. It's not Nike's responsibility to make sure that our privacy is insured. It's not this Dior talks, So what this is basically a private company that is allowing anybody on this planet to go in and use this and to do your own surveillance. And basically anybody who has a camera, whether you're on a plane, whether you're in a vehicle, on a motorcycle, you have a light pole, it don't matter. Wherever you put a camera, you can stream. And anybody will have access to that. So you can now sit here and these criminal organizations can sit there and start using this real time. Where's the cops at? Where's the surveillance? Where's the SWAT team? They can set stuff up around their neighborhood and they can have a security system, within a 4-block radius of their home. So the government will be restricted from this software because of invasion of privacy, but these companies will work around it because technically it's not an invasion of privacy, it's a security camera. So this is the shit that scares the shit out of me. And like this guy said here, and I'm glad that he didn't go off the edge. I'm glad he didn't go super conspiratorial about it, right? He just said what it is. He said what the service is and what the service offers. It's an open source service that's used for monitoring crowds. It's used for traffic, like traffic, video. It's used for checking out certain land. And it's like, okay, those are all the things you want to say that service offers. It really is. But we also know that it's smart TV. Smart TV. So, when all this started, God, what was it? I think it was in the 80s. It was in the 80s, or maybe it was the 90s. Philadelphia Cream Cheese was one of the first companies to get in trouble because they were putting one of those chips. They were putting one of those chips in every wrapper of their cream cheese. They were putting a little chip in there, right? And what this chip was doing was determining how long that cheese, that Philadelphia cream cheese was staying in the refrigerator. So yeah, they were monitoring their food with the chip, surveilling it in your home. And I don't know any other capability. I'm not going to get conspiratorial about it because anything after that is theoretical. All I know is that they got in trouble because they were chipping their aluminum wrappers. And that was allowing them to determine how long it stays in. And then what they need to do is come up with the marketing plan then, right? So how do we turn that, Philadelphia cream cheese from, a shelf life in that refrigerator from 6 weeks to 3 weeks? So they come up with these campaigns and turn us into a bunch of Philadelphia cream cheese freaking crackheads. Damn. All right, it is that time, man. Holy shit. I'm over a minute. I don't even care, man. I love you guys. No, I'm going to read this. Mary said that I do this because I don't have my glasses. The Patriot Act was just, oh my God. See, Patriot Act. I thought about that this morning. That was the same thing. So there's the words, right? Patriot Act, right? So everybody's like, yeah, America, freedom. And not realizing that it was to go against the American people and surveil people if they were considered this. You know what I mean? So you too, Josh. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you all so much. For those that are listening to the podcast, thanks for all the damn downloads, man. Holy shit. I forgot about all the podcast stuff. And, when you listen to the audio side of things, it's way different. The experience of this show is way different. It's so weird. I don't even know why that happens, but it does. So welcome back, all my podcast family. Man, I love you guys. Thank you for all the downloads. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. This is the Rocci Stucci Show. We are live Mondays through Fridays, and you can also go to StucciMedia.com. You can find articles there, other podcasts there, whole bunch of shit going on, man. We are moving and grooming. So I love you guys. I wish each and every one of you a fantastic weekend. I'll catch y'all next Monday. Whoa. I'm going to blame Josh. That was your fault. Josh, that was your fault. He pushed the button on accident. I'm just kidding. He didn't do that. That was my bad. Yeah, that was my bad. So, ladies and gentlemen, from my family members, much love, much respect. Have a great, badass weekend, man. Go do everything you shouldn't do and be judged by everyone. That is the best way to do it and the only way to do it. So, as we always say, rule number 1, don't take shit from nobody. I love you guys.